Hello, everyone. What is going on, my lovely, faith-filled, transformed ladies? Hello. I don't think you can hear me. I'm talking to myself. Okay, cool. It's okay. It's fine. I can talk to myself and I can be myself.
Okay, there we go. Morning. I
How
apologize
are
for
you?
late. I'm good. How about yourself?
Doing wonderful. We are running a little bit behind schedule, but it's okay. We have people coming in right now. We have our guest, Phyllis, coming in.
Okay. Sorry for
Everybody should
being
have
late.
their meeting. Hello, Abbas. How are you doing? And Phyllis, how are you doing? Everybody, if you can, please try to turn on your cameras so we can see each other. It's raw. We're all ladies. We all have the same body parts. Let's sew each other and everything if you can. So today is going to be an amazing, joyful day. Oh, sorry, Abbas. I think you're having some connection things. Can you hear me, Abbas?
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Thank you
Good
for
evening.
coming. This is awesome, awesome, awesome. I have this wonderful thing for you guys. So I'm excited. I know you're excited because I've been thinking about it all day and just all these wonderful things we're going to talk about. But ultimately, we're going to go over the slideshow so I can kind of share with you my vision for the group and what I want to do moving forward. I sound so morning like. I sound so morning like. I'm like jumping into the shower after praying and everything, which I just want to start out with a wonderful thanks to God, of course, because it's just been a wonderful morning. I am going to check in because I know somebody else was for sure coming in. It was Ashley. I think some people are sleeping. People are sleepy, but it's okay. So I have this wonderful presentation to show you guys as well. I just created it, so it's going to be awesome. But first things first is how is everyone doing? Phyllis, if you could unmute, I'd love to hear how your morning went. And then Abbas, you can go while I pull all this up.
My morning is going great. Good morning, everyone. It is cold here in Texas,
Oh,
but and it's kind of early, so I'm not an early person, but I'm here.
I'm glad you're here. This is the breakthrough. That's awesome. Thank you, Phyllis. Yes, it is cold. That's why I'm so happy about these online meetings. It is cold, y'all, and I cannot get this button to just, if y'all want to laugh, I can't get this button to close. Huh? Okay, about tell me how you're doing, girl.
I'm doing great. I'm feeling awesome. Everything is fine.
You're a morning person. I'm just
Can you
kidding.
hear
It's not
me?
morning there, guys. It's 4. It's 4, right?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah. It's 4,
Hello.
right?
Yeah.
See, she's had a whole day, guys. It's Nigeria. Yeah. Crazy, right? It's crazy. So yeah, I love the time zones. I love it all. It's amazing. I'm so happy, and I think some people just okay. Yeah, just do twos. Okay, we're just gonna move forward. I'm trying to button my shirt. As you can see, it's not happening because my chest is too big. I don't know if anyone deals with that. Um, but this thing don't want to play. I'm like, you know what? It's fine. We're all ladies. I'll be honest. Okay. So I do have a presentation and I'm going to speak. But the most important part of this whole entire thing is that I want us all to really get closer, get to know each other, see what we all have to, what we all have to offer this world. It is a wonderful time to change our lives. It's a wonderful time to. I want all. Huh? Sorry. Someone say something? Okay. So yes. So I kind of want to just I'm going to touch base with you guys and everything. I'm so glad that we're in this group together. So I'm going to go ahead and share the PowerPoints. There's a little video. I think all of y'all kind of seen the video, but there's a little video to it. So I'm going to go with that video first and kind of share the vision I have for it. As soon as I get, sorry, let me get my screen share on. So excited, pumped up. All right. Let me know if y'all can see my screen and you can hear me. Everything good?
Yes.
And you can put in the chat if you want to stay on mute, or if you want to say it, you can unmute. But Abbas, do you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. And Phyllis, you hear me?
Yes,
And do you see the screen?
yes.
Cool, cool, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and play our presentation. I'm going to tell you the heart behind it after you watch it. Yay! So that is the presentation. So I created this presentation because I wanted to do something wonderful for my private paid group. It's always been amazing to see them one-on-one, individually, to see how their vision grows and flourishes. I've already worked with one of you before, and it's just an amazing time that we get to spend together weekly. And that I wanted to, of course, create the opportunity to be able to coach all of the women in my paid group for an entire month. I want to do it for 3 months, and I want to focus on unity and bringing us together and sharing with one another, because some of the most things that I've shared even in Black Girls in Texas is we often are bottled up. We often don't have a way to open up, because when we do, people respond in a terrible way. They either don't regard what we're saying, or they're disrespectful, or we don't feel comfortable and we just feel locked up. And it's something that has been happening in my life, in culture, in society, and it keeps us from growing, because it's one thing to have all the steps to do what you're called to do and what you're supposed to do. It's another thing to never feel your emotions in the process. It's an entirely different thing, because I'm afraid how this person's going to respond, or I'm afraid how this person's going to respond, or because I haven't given myself the accurate understanding and compassion that I also need. So I create this group, and I give this, this opportunity to my women, the women in the group who are the Faith-Filled and Transformed Collective, who have, who have gone past, meeting with me and that said yes to themselves. All of them have all said that, and all of them have wanted to grow and mature and do something with their life. All of them have separate dreams and desires they want to see flourish and grow. And we've had powerful moments of transformation, releasing, them into realizing, okay, this is what's holding me back, and this is what's happening, and this is why I'm not where I need to be, and this is where I want to go, but we cannot get there until there is an open atmosphere. And it's so important to have that. I know that Phyllis, she has a self-love group where she meets, oh, hey, someone's coming in. Okay. Join us, join us, join us. Ooh. Okay, cool. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Okay, she can't hear me yet. I'm just talking to myself. She can't hear me yet. We have a new person. So this is something that I want to create in the group, because as faith-filled and as passionate and joyful and intense I am, I also want you guys to feel like you can open up and like you can share, and that there's no judgment. Hey, what's up? Thank you for joining us. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Your name says Gizmos Mommy. Wait, okay, I think it's still connecting. Okay, well, she almost saw me. Okay, so yeah, so I want to create this so that you guys can really open up and we can see the pathway forward. This is for the weekly meetings, right? So it's wonderful to have this moment. So who actually agrees with me when it comes to not opening up because of how people respond? Like, you can unmute or you can type it in the chat.
I totally agree with you. We all need a support system, you know. We can, a lot of times people are cruel, women are cruel and judgmental, so it'd be nice if we can talk to about our challenges, you know, that we face, and support and encourage each other. So I agree with you completely.
Yes, thank you so much, Kimberly. And that is so awesome. And hi, I saw you were having trouble with the connection. I'm so glad you came in. So I just want to say hi. You can unmute and say hi. It's okay. You are welcome here. Your name's not Gizmo's Mommy, is it? Is it Gizmo's Mommy? You can unmute. I can't hear you.
Well, welcome.
Okay, she hasn't unmuted yet. Let me ask her to unmute. I just want to see.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, and this is April, or?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Because you put Gizmo's Mommy, girl.
Yeah, that's my puppy's name.
Oh, okay, you're funny. Okay, that's funny. You're so funny. Okay, we were actually talking about something. I wanted to also get everybody's feedback, so we're going to come to you in a moment. But I was just sharing that sometimes in society and in culture, and as I've grown up, I've seen that people don't want to share what they truly feel inside because of how people respond to them, how people treat them, judge them, all of that. And then in order to create the dream, it's all good to have the steps, but if you never deal with your emotions, you'll never be able to fully function in the dream. So I asked if y'all ever felt like you couldn't open up and couldn't share because of other people and their mindsets and kind of how they are, and the importance of a unity in a group. So anyone can go next. Kimberly already went. She gave us amazing share and how talked about it's important to have support, and it's wonderful. So anyone can go. There's no specific order. You can unmute when you're ready.
Because I can barely hear you. Let me try to put my earbud in.
Okay, no problem. Phyllis, can you hear me? Or Abbas, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
No, that's not what.
Okay.
I don't know what's wrong with my connection going on over here.
Are you using Bluetooth or your regular sound?
I'm on my regular cell, but I don't know why it's not connecting.
It's not connecting to sound, or it's not loud? The boss just cut out. Okay, with that. Okay, well, so yeah, we're just, you can go ahead and if you can hear me, April, you can share how you feel about the society and community not being able to open up. Can you hear me? Calling you him, eh? Kimberly?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, sorry, April. I apologize. April, can you hear me?
I don't know if
Yes, I
everybody
can.
is nervous.
Yes, I can hear you, but I don't. Hello.
Yes, I can hear you just fine, April. Everyone can hear April,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
You're in here, girl. You're all the way in. So we wanted to know what you think about what I shared about culture, society, and not being able to open up.
Ah, well, I've been kind of like dealing with this. I don't really like, I talk about certain things, but it's just like, when I'm really truly feeling, how when you talk to people and they be like, girl, why that's crazy. You shouldn't think like that. And, that's not possible. And I'm sitting there like, well, I see other people doing it, so I know it's possible. It's just so I kind of like, have my picks and chooses of, who I share things with. But when I just feel like certain things are sort of kind of like really like outlandish, I just kind of keep those things to myself because I'm like, people, I automatically have a conversation in my head and it's like, they gonna think you crazy, girl. So just keep it to yourself, keep moving. And it wasn't until just maybe a couple years ago when I just really started, looking at cultural things. Cause growing up, I just really didn't pay stuff like that any attention. So, now it's just like it's certain things that I'm just really like learning. But, I really just kind of just try to learn on my own and, not really talk to nobody because, people think when you at a certain age, certain things, and it's like, well, I didn't know that. So, yeah, I just kind of keep stuff to myself.
I feel you though. I completely feel you 100%. If you're saying something outlandish, people say stuff. They say stuff, and I love this I love this conversation because it's true. I think that it's really important for us to I think it's important for everyone to think outlandish. I think it's important for us to challenge other people's thinking. I think it's perfectly normal and it's a sign of something. I think that when all the powerful entrepreneurs, people who've made a whole bunch of money, I mean, Elon Musk did SpaceX. That's pretty outlandish. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of crazy, I'm sure he
Yeah.
didn't have a lot of people to share that with, but
Mhm.
the people who did, get on board were so on board. There was a
Yeah.
magnetism to that, and there was an attractiveness that went with that. And after that, and he knew what was on board, who was on board, he was able to really thrive with the people that were truly on board. And
Yeah.
that is why it's so important to open up to not even just necessarily your family members. This is not to, say your family members are going to change overnight. Definitely not. No one's saying that. But, I know because I lived with them. So I know they're not going to change overnight. But what's so inspiring, Phyllis, so inspiring, Kimberly, Phyllis, and April, we have the power to transform their lives by saying the outlandish thing that no one's thinking, because they get to enter into an avenue where other things are possible, new things are
Right.
possible, new faith is possible, which kind of brings me to this crazy group that we're in right now. you know, um, things are possible. Kimberly knows when I hear her dream and I hear the concerns with it, I never seem shaken because I literally have faith and belief that comes just, it's like the thing that I've always had in people. If I see your face, I know you can do whatever it is you want to do. I always do. And it's always been something that stays with me because I know that in my journey, I was persecuted, persecuted, like excommunicated from family, like all of that. I was treated horrible. I was treated like a leper of society in my own home. I had become homeless because I didn't need their support anymore. I didn't want their support anymore. And it became a situation of self-trust, lack of self-love. It became I became a person of prayer because I knew that I wasn't wrong. And something was telling me that I need to do what I'm doing and stay with it. Because it was good stuff, what I was doing, Didn't matter if they understood, but it was painful at the time. But it was my breakthrough to see. And one time I had this dream and there was an Indian man. It was so funny. It was an Indian man. And he said, be a self-motivator. And I was like, what are you talking about, right? This weird Indian man in this dream, right? And he's just like wearing this tweed coat with a little chain on it. And I'm like, what? And I wake up from the dream. And it isn't until 30 years old that I understood the dream. Okay. I got that dream in 10, like I think 7-8 years ago, I had the dream, because some things can be unlocked in our outlandishness. And it takes a certain group of people. And that's when I know it's time for me to elevate to a new group of people, when I start saying things that don't necessarily make sense to the public. It doesn't necessarily make sense to the public because, you haven't reached that level of faith yet. You haven't reached that level of encouragement yet. You haven't understood the path I have to go down. You can't go with me. It's funny because Jesus always said, you can't go with me where I'm going. And they're like, what are you saying, Master? What are you saying, Rabbi? And he's like, you can't go with me because where I'm going, like where he's going, they weren't ready spiritually, mentally, physically. They were ready to scatter, right? When the time came and he was crucified and all of that, because as much as they wanted to say they're down for you, will do anything for you, when it comes down to it, don't have the rigor, don't have the commitment and the faith to go after it. So it's like, because I don't have your faith, April. I don't know if you can do that, April. I just don't know. I have no idea, April. It's out of my head. You're right. It's probably you have no grid for what I'm doing. That's probably what it is.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with them. They're not evil people. They probably support people. They probably provide. They're probably super nice and give super nice hugs and everything. But they just didn't have what you needed in that season, in that conversation. And that is okay. I had to learn to be okay with their level, because I was like, oh, so mad at them for their level, But in other ways, they supported me. They support me financially during the homeless season, right? They would offer money even though I kept saying no. Like they were always, trying to be in my life, right? And all that's been restored, praise God. But the whole point was, I had to continue on because I had to follow my feeling. I had to follow my urge. I had to follow it. Even if it didn't make sense, eventually as I pressed through it, it started to make sense, because I'm not the person that doesn't make sense. Me being there makes more sense to me than not being there, because it keeps coming up, there's not going to be a day that Kimberly's going to wake up and not want to be a Lash Tech, not going to be a day that Phyllis is going to wake up and not want to do her beautiful talk, chat with us channel, and there's not going to be a day that you're not going to want to be what you are, and you can say it, just whatever it is you want to do, you can say it with your chest, you can say it like really powerfully, because it's so important to you. And I'm glad that we got to hear what you just said, because that's a step in that direction. And you don't have to keep it to yourself in this group. You don't have to. And that's what I'm opening it up to, because it was something I always had to, even in coaching, I had to learn that listening and active listening is how we help people. It's how we help people understand where they are. And sometimes as I'm listening, you're starting to solve your problem, and it's wonderful
Yeah.
to do it. You know what I mean? So I guess I want to hear what you have to say after what I've shared, or if anyone wants to chime in, y'all can too. So anyone can share how you feel after what I've shared, if you're in agreement, if you're like, whoa, I get it, it's cool, or
I realize that, I'm probably the oldest one right now in the group, because I'm 68. So you realize that life is a process. And so, a lot of things that you learn, sometimes I wonder, it's like, why did I have to go through all of this to get to where I am? And where I'm talking about is my own self-care, my own, I can say yes to this or no to this without having others to co-sign, my vision of my dreams, because I've learned that my vision and dream is not everyone else's vision and dreams. And so it took time, to learn that. And so uh, we this I have a group of friends, and even with your group, it's some things that you still don't share. It's just not that time. And like you said, people and that you associate with. And I mean, I would blame people for me not being where I thought I should be, but I can only look in the mirror and let that reflection of me, because I wasn't ready. Because once you become your person, once you become and realize what your purpose is, and then you can move forward and you become dedicated and committed to that. And so regardless of whatever someone else feel or think, it doesn't matter, because God has already made provision and equipped us to do what we're supposed to do. But it is hard, because being human, we want to be accepted, and to be rejected. That's why I didn't go into a lot of things, because I did not like rejection. But just like you always saying, look at Jesus Christ, how they did him. They rejected him. His own people rejected him, but he didn't give up his purpose. He still did his assignment. So that's what I say, regardless of, we have to grow to that. It's just not gonna, some people are born with it. We were all born with it, but sometimes we keep it, I guess, under wrap. And so we have to learn those steps. And our timing is not, God's timing. So it'll get there. It'll get there.
I love what you shared, Phyllis. So powerful. Why did I have to go through all this to get here? Boom. That's a huge question. I'm definitely going to answer it. I want to hear from Kimberly or Abbas. Just jumped on in. I will catch you up, Abbas. So Kimberly will go.
Well, I totally agree with that was Phyllis, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's necessary. A lot of times we don't understand why we're going through the things we're going through, but it's totally necessary for our growth, And I'm just focused on my goals, my dreams, and I'm working tirelessly to achieve them, regardless of what anyone else thinks or feels. I have to do what I have to do.
Yes, I love that. I love the shares. I love all of this beautiful honesty. I've learned, even in a group, just knowing where we are and knowing what our impact and our input to the world is so important, and knowing that, these are your thoughts and they're being heard and they're not being judged or, criticized. It's a powerful thing, because there's a freedom to be yourself in this. There's a resilience in it. There's a resilience in just going after and just pushing forward and just going after, because you know, regardless of their opinions or things, like Kimberly was saying, we have to work towards our dream and our destiny because it's in front of us, it's possible, it's there. And as we move forward towards it, it becomes even more possible. And things are open to us, and things and avenues and people that do understand are there. And in that avenue, we press through it and we start to see, like, I went through all that just so I could learn what to say in this situation. Wow, that's crazy. You know, like I was able to help someone in 2 minutes what took me 2 years to get. You know, it was like, oh my gosh, that is crazy. Because at that moment in time, I wasn't correlating to the future. I wasn't thinking long term in Kese. You're struggling now for all these wonderful women. Yeah, whatever. I just want my pay to pay for food right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm hungry.
Mhm.
Give me a Burger King. Right. And it's like, okay, eat the manna. Eat the manna, right? That he gave the
Mhm.
Israelites. But it's good because those moments empowered me to speak in front of thousands of people that I just never thought I would. But I had to sacrifice. I had to sacrifice my
Mhm.
understanding. Oh my gosh. Surrendering my understanding was the hardest thing. I'm a chemistry major person. I'm a person that thinks. My thoughts have thoughts. I'm analyzing things, emotional, super emotional. All of those things are happening. And I have to surrender all of that emotion and be like, I don't know. I'm just gonna do it. And I'm just gonna go after it. And it's what's gonna happen. So just to catch up, a boss, we see you're back. Hello. You can definitely unmute. You know, we were talking about how, you know, April was saying she keeps to herself because, you know, some people, you know, this the way that they respond at times. And Phyllis was talking about how, how, why do I have to go through all this to get here? And Kimberly talks about it doesn't matter what anyone thinks. These are just, paraphrases. They've said a lot more amazing things. And I see that we're really getting close and really understanding each other. So, can you hear me, Abbas? Can you hear me? Abbas?
Yeah, yeah, I can.
Okay, so we want to hear you. We want to hear you share whether in your world you're able to be open, or how you feel when you try to open up. Do people suppress you? Do people understand you? Like, how do you feel?
Okay. Um, I can open up to people. I can open up to people, but first of all, I have to observe what type of person am I opening up to? Because there's some who are just out there to use your weak points. Maybe they'll use it against you. So you need to, it's not just anyone you see around you that you confide in and maybe tell the person stuffs about you. Understand? So we just watch out. Who are we talking to? Who are we disclosing our weaknesses to? Who can help us? There's some people that I can tell them whatever is wrong with you, but they can't even prefer solutions to it. You understand? And instead of them to help you, they'll use that someday against you. Okay, let me share one experience. There's some people that you talk to, and maybe when they get to know certain things about you, they will distance themselves from you instead of helping you. You feel bad. You understand? You feel bad. So I can, but at the same time, I try to be very careful with whosoever I share my problems or issues with. I can open up. But at the same time, I have to be very low. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
And also, yeah, there are times I maybe I've once I once talked to someone and the person misunderstood me. I felt bad. You understand? I felt so bad. since then, I even promised within myself that I won't even open up on issues with anyone. I'll keep them to myself. If I can't help myself, at least I have God who can help me. So there are certain things when you open up to people, there's some who make you feel bad, there's some who will make you feel sad. But once you understand that you have to get somewhere, you have to leave that particular position, you just need to be a better version of yourself. You will look for ways, you look for solution, you still try to push no matter what no matter where you find yourself. That is just it.
I love it. I love your share. Thank you so much. And I've definitely shared. I don't know if you heard. I think I told the group I was persecuted while going after one of my first ventures of ministry, and I was, excommunicated, and people did use a lot of my past against me. So I definitely understand how you feel, having to press forward. And one of the things I had a dream about was being a self-motivator and being a person that could, rise to the occasion. I learned how to rise. It wasn't easy. It was like training wheels for me at first. It was like, it'll enter than could, because I knew that I had something special inside of me. I just had to see it birthed. And over again, God has shown me powerful, powerful shows of just his wonders in what happens when you press forward and press through and you press on, regardless of those excommunications, or people end up apologizing. I mean, they end up saying we shouldn't have done that. We're just, we were just, we didn't understand, blah, blah, blah. And what's so wonderful about what I was sharing before, Abbas, I was saying that we have the ability to transform their mindset because we show them what's possible. Because I remember April was sharing about the outlandish thoughts and how people respond to her. And she said, I've seen other people do it, so I can do it, And Phyllis talks about, her being, 68 in this journey and having to go through all this. But she also shared some powerful things about how they also, they persecuted Jesus. They talked about him too.
Yeah.
And some self-care she's been doing and wonderful things she's doing, and how, we don't have to share with everybody. We don't. But we can know, you can know in an instant where the person is willing to go in the place of risk by sharing with them something new. Because when you share something new and they can't handle it, it shows them they're in the safe zone. It's kind of like my self-doubt class. I want to be safe. That's the doubt. That's the I can't go past this point. I don't know outside of Texas. There was a time I would never leave Texas. I didn't think I was ever going to leave Texas, but I always wanted to. I always envisioned being outside of Texas. And I left Texas and I lived in 2 different states. But that would have never happened had I listened to everyone else around me who thought I was a psychopath, for leaving, as I was like, you know what, I'm leaving, so bye. They're like, no, I'm going to LA. Like, oh my gosh, so everyone thought I was gonna die and get COVID, whatever, but none of that happened, so at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not relying on you for my faith and my business and my growth. I'm relying on God, and I'm relying on my ability to trust myself and to go after this. So yes, you're absolutely right. You'll find that less and less people will understand, but more and more opportunity for you to find those people that do. It's so interesting. As I created this group, I feel like you guys have taken a chance to see me and kind of get to know me and see what I'm doing here. And I've evolved, since the beginning of my coaching business. I've evolved. There was not a group before. There was not any kind of Zoom calls. There was no and none of that was there. I didn't even know what a Facebook group was when I first got certified. I didn't know what that was. I was like, what's that Facebook group? There was just nothing. There was nothing. There was no integration. tech issues, there was emotional issues, all kinds of stuff. The mindset that I got to be perfect to be a coach. All of that was going on. Trust me, I thought I didn't know enough, even though I had been in training for pretty much 7 years for this, but the training itself for the coach was 2 months. And there were parts of me that was like, I can't deal with this. I can't, oh my God, and every time without fail, I could deal with it and I was fine and I did great. And I was dedicated, pressed through it, saw wonderful things happen. And often I always, non-negotiable action. That's my thing, that's part of my faith is that we need to take non-negotiable actions towards the dream. At the end of the day, you're going to feel and you're going to feel and you're going to feel. You're going to continue to feel. You're going to continue to have fear. You're going to continue to feel discouraged. You're going to continue to have people be haters, so to speak. But what are you going to do when those things come up? Are you going to fall back and give up, or are you going to rise and take action? Right. And if you need support, are you going to humble yourself and get that support? If you need, a coach, are you willing to invest in yourself and do something different in your life? Because this could be the pathway to get there. Those are the things that I had to do in my life. So I can't even tell you to do something that I've never done. I've done it. And I've never, ever regretted getting all of that help and getting the investment and doing the work, because I said to myself, what does my dream cost to me? What does it cost to me? And it cost, for me at the time I first started getting help, I realized it cost too much to not have help, because I was running into patterns. I was running into things that I could not fix myself, things I did not foresee, that someone on the outside was able to see like that in one session. Just like, okay, that's already been handled in one session. Next session, we got this, we did this, we got that. Oh, that's it? That's all I have to do? Yep, that's basically, how did you know that? Because I had to humble myself and find that and really see that. And one of my hugest concerns was, how am I going to be able to afford you and my dream? I had to realize that as I grow as a person, the finances will be attracted to me. Things are going to come to me, and I'm going to have the mindset to handle the finances, work it out with my coach, whatever I need to work out with my coach. But as long as she's with me, I'm good. As long as I'm able to commit and fully function and fully, show up and fully ask and fully share what's going on. And there's no like secrecy or flaking, because I can't flake on my dream. That's my dream. She's not fighting for herself. She's fighting for my dream. She's fighting for the thing that I said I was going to do in the excellence I want to do it, in the quality that I want to do it. That's what she's fighting for. And I have to remember that when I'm over here concerned with all these other things that come up. They would always come up. If we all of us in here, we all have bills, and they don't just disappear because we have dreams, right? They don't just like disappear. Oh, the dreams, the bills, they don't disappear, but our dreams can. They can literally get delayed. They can pushed aside, because these things seem to be king, but God is my provider. So no matter what is going on here in my personal life or my situation, I will deadline myself to get back in with that coach. I will deadline with myself to get back in with that support group, or get back in with those resources I need for the dream. And I will make a way for it to work. But I can't do that if I don't take a chance on myself, and that was when I had to up my investment. I cannot ask you to make an investment. I'm not willing to up my own investment in myself, to be able to handle and shoulder the emotional responsibility of these wonderful women, and be able to share with them hope and faith and inspiration. And I see all of that in all of you guys. I see you being able to share hope and inspiration and faith with these other women. And because y'all had the help, or if you end up getting help from me or book a call with me, it's totally free. It's no problem. But it's like, at the end of the day, you have this opportunity to jump and see where you could be in your life, and you start to deadline. When I went to LA, I didn't know if I was going to have enough money in 3 months. So I just bought the ticket, because I couldn't say no to myself. I was like, you know what, I feel things coming up. This is the morning. and I'm going to do it because you told me to do it, God. So I'm just going to go ahead and buy my ticket. The ticket was super cheap at that time. So I was like, let me just buy it. And then the rest of the money I need for whatever rents and all that other stuff, I'll raise it. I'll get it, you know? And it became a mission because I was so happy for what I was going to do there. And passion will give you the steps. Passion always offloads the steps. The passion, the motivation, the desire will get you those steps. Those steps will come. It will come. That's how I'm able to give them to people, no matter what the vision is, no matter what the dream is, because that is how we get there. But we have to first deal with what is holding us back, what is making us not move forward, what is telling us that it's not going to happen. As long as you know your situation isn't about to change, what are you willing to change to make the dream possible? Boom, right there. I was like, yeah, you're right. I have this one job and I don't know if it's going to be enough for this, but I'm going to change something in my mind and in my heart to make it happen to where I can invest in that, because I'm not going to let myself continue to feel that. And then all of a sudden, these ideas come for more finances. These ideas come, these people start supporting, these people start doing these things. But I put myself in the face of my dream and I said, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go after it. I don't care if my family laughs at me. Yeah, they were laughing at me in the beginning of my coaching thing. They were, like kind of concerned. What's going on with you? Why are you on Zoom all the time? Why are you selling? Why are you doing all this kind of stuff? And I was like, well, I'm working it. I believe in this thing that I'm doing, because I wasn't a coach yet at that point. And now all this has become an entire business. This has become an entire new brand, an entire thing. And not to brag on myself, but all of you have the ability to create something beautiful for yourselves. And in that, I've learned how to relate to them. I've learned that in the secret moments I have with them, they said, you inspired me. Like, huh? You're like, what's up about? You was laughing at me, In my heart, I didn't say that, right? I was just totally blessed to hear it. You're like, you inspire me. Like, you're just so, you're fearless. I was like, I'm fearless? And you're fearless. And I wanted some of that, and I just see all of us, you're doing your coaching, you're doing your things. I was like, God must have encountered you, because I did not know you was going to be thinking that. My own little brother hugged me, right? He's like, I love you. I was like, oh, wow, okay. Oh my goodness. All right. He's like, I would go to LA with you. I was like, okay. And it was really powerful. He's like, that's why I never told you not to do what you didn't do. I said, you go on and you do what you're going to do, because if you feel that it's right, you'll do it. You'll get it done. I'm not going to stand in your way. And I was just like, wow, I never hear anybody say that, but wow, it just really made me see, like, you're not doing it for yourself and Kessie, you're doing it so they can see what's possible, so they can jump. I'm jumping off a cliff so you can jump with me, okay? Like, I'm jumping off the cliff so you can know you need to jump off the cliff. I mean, who doesn't want to feel alive? You know what I mean? Like, I've always had this radical thing inside of me that I felt separate from my whole family. I felt different. And I thought it was a bad thing, but it's a good thing. I stand out for a reason, because there are going to be so many opportunities to shift and change people. And I just, after hearing that, I didn't realize that sticking to it when it didn't make sense is what inspired them. Sticking to it, not letting them change my mind, is what inspired them. Because they're like, man, I need that too. I need to be like that. I need to not worry about those kind of things. And I love that in the Bible, he says, do not worry about what you'll eat or drink. Do not worry about what you'll eat or drink. I've dressed the lilies. I've done those things. And when I stopped worrying about that, I realized that it's not about that. It's about my faith in myself. It all comes down to self-trust. It all comes down to, I just don't know if I am able to stomach, to fund, to do all of this. I just don't know about me. It's me. And if I have to look little in the moment or little in the vision, it's me. I am the one stopping it. It has nothing to do with my finances. It has everything to do with me and saying no to this and saying yes to this and saying I can do this. I'm going to do this. This is my tunnel vision. This is what it is. I want this to be 150 women's, not just only us, right? I want this to spread like wildfire. If I only think about the times I was rejected when I messaged people, if I only think about the times I was rejected when I had meetings, I will never see the future of what it could be. And I know that every single one of you will come to that stage, either in your life or in your business. And you say, if I think about this bad financial month I've had, or if I think about the amount of clients I now have, or if I'm overbooked, or I have less inventory, or if I don't have enough employees working for me, oh my gosh, you just start to think like, but I have to trust. It's not about what I'll eat or drink. It's not about that. I have to trust that if I press through this, like Tyler Perry, when he was living in his car to do his plays, he didn't know it was going to blow up to being $1 billion thing. He had no idea, but he pressed through. So it's like those moments that feels like, oh, sure, cry in the moment, but press through it, decide, strategize around it, think about it, and inspire yourself, because really never is about the situation. It's always about whether I trust and I have the strength to move forward. And I feel like that is what I'm showing you. Even in the presentation, I'm going to show you the presentation, of course, but that is the most important thing. Having the ability to press through those challenges and say, you know what? I can do this. There is nothing on this planet I can't do. It is in front of me. I have legs and I have arms, regardless of my age, regardless of my situation, regardless of my past mistakes. I'm getting to know myself at 30. I'm getting to know myself at 68. I'm getting to know myself at 35. I'm getting to know myself at 45. I will surprise myself. I will amaze myself. That is why I do it. That is why I go after it when I don't know everything. That is why I say yes and I press on and I invest in what my family would never invest in. I invest in what my friends would never invest in. I do what other people would never do, because I have to show them that you're going to tell me one day you inspired me. You're going to tell me one day you motivated me. You're going to tell me one day, I'm glad you did it. I'm glad because you're the reason why I opened up my first studio. You're the reason why I went and I applied for American Idol, whatever. You're the reason why I have my first CD. You're the reason why I'm performing. You're the reason why my show on Facebook became a TV syndicated show. You're the reason why, because you didn't stop. You didn't say, I give up. And I know that means you'll never give up on me. So, we don't know. So I want you guys to share. Phyllis, April, how do you guys feel? So impromptu. Ready to hear what you guys have to say. How are we feeling, ladies?
I think you know what you were saying, it's a lot that we are feeling, today. I can say that I've grown past some of those things, but because I am human, those things will double back, So that's why you put all your trust, in God, and it's like be like that tree by the river. You may bend, but you won't break, And I think once we get other people out of our head and put what God said we are, who we are, because He has already have decided, what our dream, our purpose are. But sometimes what we want or think is not what God has in store for us. So sometimes we go down that path, and it's hard because it's like, oh, I got this education, I got this, I should be able to do this, this, and this. But if that wasn't your calling at the very beginning, it's not going to work. And sometimes that's a hard pill to swallow, to let go, to release yourself in order to get to the place where God wants you to be.
It's so powerful. It's so good. That's amazing. I totally agree. What about you, April, or a boss? I know you heard some of what I said. Anyone can go. Kimberly, anybody can go. Just jump on in. I know it's emotional. I'm thinking about it right now.
Well, I'm a jump on in because I have an appointment I got to get to, so I'm a kind of get out of here. But oh, was anyone else talking? I don't want to cut nobody off.
No, no one's cutting. No one's talking.
Okay. I'm at that point now to where I'm ready to find out who April is. And it took for, kind of before the pandemic, but once the pandemic came, and I'm like, I wasn't able, with the type of work I do, I'm a caregiver. So I had to work through this craziness and still working through it. And it's like, when am I going to take a break for me? I need to slow down. I'm just mentally, physically, so everything is just exhausted. So, now I'm at the point now to where it's like, I need to find out who April is, what April what makes me happy, and I know surface stuff. I do a lot of surface stuff that make me happy, but now it's time to get down to the core and, find out what makes me happy so I can, because, when I go through my little journey spurts, I always get that, like you were saying, people were saying, oh, you inspire me, I'm so glad I see you doing this. And especially with my weight journey, that's just an ever learning journey that I'm forever on. But every time I'm on the journey, people's like, oh, you inspire me, what do you do? And I'm like, all I did was get up and go walk. So, and it's like, I'm learning to give that same praise to myself, which that is so hard to do because I've never done that before. So it's just, so now, like you read, it's what are you willing to invest in yourself? And that's what I'm learning to do, is to invest in myself so I can reap the benefits of the investment.
Right. All right. And I was saying something to that effect. I inspire you to go ahead and book a call with me. We can talk about this after your appointments or at any time in the week. I'll message you personally so you're not late. But yeah.
Yeah, because my appointment is like in 10 minutes.
Girl, you getting out deep before your appointment.
So it was nice meeting you ladies. You all have a great weekend. Try to stay warm because it's cold. It's ever out here in these damn streets. So yeah, but you ladies have a good day, and it was nice meeting you all.
Yes.
Likewise.
I'll message you, and thank you for sharing your beautiful words. We are with you in the mental and the emotional and the spiritual. Okay. I'll message you.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. I got you. So who's next? A boss or Kimberly? Tag team.
Well, it's nice to hear insight from other individuals. at different stages in their journey and everything. It's just nice to talk with you guys. Mm, I'm just really focused right now and driven, and don't have much. It's nice to hear you guys' point of view sometime, you know.
That's the beauty of it, all walks of life sharing, you know, our inspiring perspectives and how we can all grow together. And that's why this
Right.
whole amazing month is going to be great as we grow the group, as we continue to press forward and press through. And we'll have our, check-ins and all of those things. As you know, me, Kimberly, we do check-ins and things of that nature, to see
Mhm.
where you're going, how you're growing, and you can still do that with me. I'll send you a message too for the check-in so we can figure out where you're at. And
Okay.
then, yeah, I think this is awesome that we met together, and I'm thankful that you just the community is what's the impact for you. And
Yes.
I love that that's the impact for you because it shows that we're not alone. We're not
Right.
alone.
Right.
We're not the only crazy visionaries in our life. We're
Yeah.
not the only ones. And April, wants to invest in herself. So this is awesome,
And
for
she should. She should.
it's time for her to do it. She's the caregiver. Now it's time to caregive April.
We have to make
So
time for ourselves.
yeah.
We're
Yeah,
so busy taking care of everybody else, and it's like not getting any younger, so have to live a little bit.
yes, live a
Mhm.
little. Oh my God, I have so many announcements coming up too, for this year that we're gonna be doing in the group. It's gonna be great. About the live a little part. Because I really am inspiring myself to do a brunch in person. I'm
Okay.
thinking about doing a big fat brunch where we eat and we talk and we share, kind of what we shared, but a little bit further and deeper. And we'll have giveaways and just an amazing brunch. And then, of course, the wonderful retreat that is coming,
Oh,
so
yeah.
that we can have a Christian
Mm.
spiritual retreat. We're relaxing, we're soaking, we're meditating, and we're learning how to go deeper into our internal struggles and break free from them. And finally
Mhm.
just hand them off to God. Just go, you can have it. And it might be, it might be in Texas or it might be outside of Texas, whatever it is. I'll let everybody know ahead of time so that it makes sense, because I'm not going to let finances stop me from
I
doing
know
this,
that's right.
because we are
Yeah.
going to press through that financial hurting or burden, and we're going to
Mhm.
be able to afford the ticket, and we're going to be able to do the work and get there, and we'll have our big, room, and we'll be able to share and do all that kind of stuff and see the sides and all that kind of stuff in a safe environment. So,
In
boss,
Jesus'
you are the
name.
last one.
Okay, I think I didn't get your question. Please, can you come again? I was off. I went off.
Oh, yes, you
Can you
did.
hear
Sorry.
me?
Yes, I can hear you. I was just sharing kind of what I was sharing about, breaking through and trusting yourself, regardless of financial situations, and investing in yourself, whether that means time, money, energy into your dream, and what you're willing to do to get there, and what I was willing to do to get there. So I just wanted to see how you felt after all that I've shared from what you heard.
Okay, okay. From what you said, at least the first thing is passion. Just get your passion right. Once you have the passion, I believe you can get achieve whatever dream you want to, whatever goal you want to. Just get your once you have the passion, anything, any goal is achievable. That is one thing. And also it's good to be determined, like saying to yourself, I have to get that thing done. I have to achieve that goal. I have to achieve that dream, no matter what happens. Yes, it will be difficult. It might be difficult to get there, to surely be difficult, but you should not actually, maybe because of the challenges, sit back. You just have to push, keep pushing, and also developing oneself. develop yourself. Self-development is key if you want to. It will also help you achieve your dreams, achieve your goals. That is just it.
Mhm.
I love it. I love it, Abbas. No matter what happens, you have to achieve it. And I love what you were sharing, that it may be difficult, but you have to keep going. The passion is so key. I know when I don't want to do something, and that emotion can seem very powerful at that moment. But when I really want to do something, there's really nothing in my way. You know, I
Yes.
remember it's something as small as getting my hair done. It took me how many hairstylists to like finally pick one, you know? And I had to go through some stuff to get there, but I got a great person. She drove all the way from,
Yeah.
Humble, Texas to do my hair, you know? So you don't know what people are willing to do to help you get to your dream and get
Yeah.
your goals accomplished.
Yeah.
And I'm trusting that, any of you guys can meet with me, can book a call with me, anyone, if you want to either, talk about your dream, share with me what you want to do, how I can support with that. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to fight for your dream, you know your situation is only temporary. You have to remember that, and that is how we can get there, because what you have is a dedicated person here willing to fight for you, willing to see this through, and it's going to take sometimes 3 months to a year to get it done, and that's just what it is. And I believe that all of you have the ability to motivate yourselves, encourage yourselves to function in the dream, to inspire each other, stay close, and really, really just shine. I know that this is a time of real, like the new years come up. We have our resolutions and things of that nature. But really, I want you guys to create a plan, create a plan for the rest of this year. I challenge you to create a plan for the rest of this year as to what you're going to do towards your dream every single month. What are you going to do? And what does it look like a year out from now? I want you guys to do that. And I want you guys to show me the plan, show me the plan, and, let me know if you need any help with the plan. I'm here because that's what I'm here for. And we'll do the group meetings, but if you need me to help with the plan, it's going to be, of course, a separate meeting. But again, I really want you guys to have a chance to really, really, really shine. And I know what it's like to, not have support in my dreams and my destiny. And I hate that I had to go outside of my family to do it, but I did. And it was wonderful when I did. And it gave me an opportunity to do something wonderful for people and inspire people, pray for people, prophesy, all of that. And on top of that, create my own business and see what could happen if I did that. So please don't worry about investment right now. Just meet with me and we'll talk and we'll go through it, and then just trust yourself. At the end of the day, your self-trust is the hugest thing, and it's one of the things that will get you to where you need to go. And I believe that all of you have taken from this a strong faith that, my Saturday is going to be productive. I know, boss, the day kind of already started already. Just like, what you talking about? I'm at 5 p.m. right now. So I already did a whole bunch of stuff before I got here, but everyone else is the morning. So many insightful things can happen. Wonderful things can happen. I'll message every one of you so I can keep in touch, and just let me know. Let me know if you want to come to the next meeting. Phyllis, you are our guest, so please let me know if you want to join the group. It just requires one call with me to join the group. And after the call, if you feel like, man, this is it, this is what I want to do, you can join the group, and we'll meet weekly every single week. Okay? That cool, Phyllis?
Yes, understand.
Awesome. So I'm going to message you a link. It's a Calendly link. It's just to book a call with me at a time that you're free. My availability is there. And then we can see if you're fit for our group and you want to stay and hang out with us, because I'm going to be doing so many more amazing things. You've heard about the paid retreat. You've heard about the brunch coming up, and hopefully everyone can make it to that brunch. I don't know if you're in Houston though. Are you in Houston?
No, I'm in the Dallas DFW area.
Okay, we'll work it out. We'll work it out. We'll work it out. We'll work it out. I know a boss is in Nigeria. You will be there virtually. It'll be virtual for you, okay? So don't worry about that.
Yeah.
We'll do a virtual brunch. You'll eat in Nigeria while we're eating here. So you'll still be a part. Okay, I know. What is a virtual brunch? You'll still get goodies, giveaways. Just come. Either way, it's gonna be fun. Okay. Kimberly can actually come because it's Houston. So, so it's like, well,
I look forward to it.
right. This will be fun. So I
Mhm.
love to eat. It's one of my fun facts. I love to eat, and I I don't know if that's a fun fact. It's a fun fact. I love to eat and I love to laugh. So just expect a lot of laughter in our meetings and silliness and growth. So I'm going to go ahead, and I didn't even get to show you my presentation. I will go very quickly in the presentation. I don't know if anyone has time. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Y'all will just have to leave. If you have to leave, it's fine. I will do it very quickly because I just got so caught up and excited. That's what we were supposed to share anyway. I think y'all already saw this. Okay, so one of the things I shared in the goals was how connected are you to your goal? I already talked about investment, so we can skip that one. Where is your investment in the goal? Making sure you're ready to make that deposit into the first part of your dream. The next thing is, what action is required to start the dream? Why do you need to have faith in yourself? Taking risks for your goal is too hard. That can be the mindset. Money is scarce could be the mindset. I'm owed something. When is my life going to start? My situation will never change. No room for financial goals and focus. Never done it before. I can't commit. It's a bad time. I don't trust you. I can't figure out my deposit. I'll just watch Oprah or go to church without feedback. So these are things that stop us from the goal because we think about all these quick ways, quick fixes. Oprah or going, to a sermon is like a quick fix, but we need to commit to the process completely and not get stuck in what is my life going to start. We need to know what action is required, and then motivate, inspire, and encourage. So this is what I did. Basically, I got ahead of myself and I inspired all of you and encouraged you, and I flipped around the fear and take action anyway. You got to flip around the fear. It will be there, but you have to belittle the fear and take action anyway, as hard as it may seem. You just need permission from yourself to do it. And you need to have courage, radical behavior to go after it, and expand on the philosophy of faith. And I say faith is the confidence of what we hope for and the evidence of what we do not see. So expand on that, believe that, and believe in yourself. And you can do this, guys. You can absolutely do this. Be faith-filled and transform, ladies. I trust you're going to change someone's life today and inspire someone, okay? So,
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
No problem. All right. Have a good one, honey.
You
We'll
too,
be in
Kimberly.
contact.
And bye, Phyllis.
Later.
I'll message both of you guys. Have a great day, okay?
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay, let me stop sharing. And it's recorded. I'll upload it to the group. I apologize. So yeah. Okay.